No kidding. Ann Coulter's with us talking about tomorrow's midterm election. I keep telling everybody today, pay no attention to the polls. Don't listen to the media narrative that Republicans have the wind at their backs and that
vote,
this is. Please
vote.
don't, and stay home tomorrow. Al Roker this morning was practically hyperventilating over bad weather. That could impact the election day tomorrow.
That's usually good for us. Republicans are quite responsible, which is why, I mean, this is another subject we talked about it briefly at Fox after the election, but I'm now for voting on one day. I mean, I'd give up voter IDs to have, because the more days you give the Democrats, that's more days for cheating, whereas Republicans and conservatives generally self-starters. They'll vote. It's election day. They will vote. Whereas Democrats have to basically carry their voters on gurneys to the polls or, go around and give them a box lunch and cigarettes to fill out the absentee ballot. But Republicans are good self-starters. I would say, please do not at this stage, do not vote for a third-party candidate, whether it's Libertarian or Tea Party or even some that I would prefer on the issues. We can't do it now. We have got to get more than a majority. It looks very strong for Republicans getting 51 seats, but as we were also talking about, Republicans have got to get 53 seats because in 2 years from now, we have a bunch of 2010 pickups in blue states. And so Republicans, I mean, I'm going to fight like heck for these guys, but there's a good chance Republicans are going to lose 2 to 3 seats in 2016. And if we want the next, I hope, Republican president to have a Republican Senate and a Republican House and really get some things done, like repeal Obamacare, we need to pick up, I would say, at least 53 seats. Things look fantastic in Kentucky. They look fantastic in Iowa, the big states. We desperately need your votes in, no matter what you think of the guy. I think there are no gals on this list. Georgia, North Carolina, Kansas. You can't vote for this fraud, Orman.
No.
He's for amnesty. You know he's a Democrat. Anyone who won't tell you his politics is always a Democrat. New Hampshire, that's my personal favorite race this season, and Colorado and Alaska. Just to go back to New Hampshire for a moment, something that probably will not be said, but it should be said. Of all the contested races this year, Scott Brown had the toughest assignment. We are giving you the toughest race. A long-time incumbent senator who was also governor of a state that is a state that's trending purple, and you were most recently senator of an adjoining state. Though I must say, one of my friends is looking up Scott Brown's ancestry. He traces his roots in New Hampshire back 200 years on his mother's side. They're buried there, grandparents, 200 years he's been there, whereas, of course, Jean Shaheen was born in Missouri and traces her ancestry to Midwestern states.
Right.
But the fact that election is tied right now, it shows you what a fantastic. I mean, if he ends up losing by a point, he won't get the credit he deserves. If he were running in North Carolina wouldn't be on the list right now.
No kidding. Well, here's a bet. I'm going to tell you 54 tomorrow. 54 seats. We're going to have 54 in the Senate. Want to take me up on my bet?
Oh, I hope you're right.
All right. So let's have a steak dinner bet. I say 54.
I would be willing to pay for a dinner if we get 54
Let's
seats.
do it. All right, the great Ann Coulter. Keep fighting the good fight, my friend, and stay hopeful and optimistic and prayerful tomorrow.